Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Dunn Wisdom Morning Show. I am your host, Melissa P. Dunn, CEO of MD Marketing Network and founder of this Dunn Wisdom movement. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Listen, I am doing today part 2 of my personal branding series. If you watched last week, you heard me share some tips on how you can make your personal brand work for you so that you, with a powerful personal brand, can really create the type of career and business that you want. And today I'm going to introduce you to my stylist, who will share with you some practical tips on how you can use your style to reflect the brand that you want to cultivate. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce you right now to my stylist, Ms. Robin Duncan. Hey, Robin.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning.
It's such a pleasure. You can tilt it back down, girl.
Okay.
There you go, right there. It's such a pleasure to see you, Robin. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
All right. So, Robin, tell us a little bit about your expertise and your journey on this career path to being a stylist.
Wow. Okay, where do I begin? Um, as far as I can remember as a child, I've always had a sense of loved fashion, shopping, as far as a personal shopper. And I like to see everyone that is around me to look great. So I've always been that go-to person when someone's not sure what they should wear when we're going out for clubbing or whatever it was back in college. They would call me. And that's where it all started. And from there, I just said, you know what? Why can't I make this a means of income, so to speak? And it grew from there.
Okay, so I know you and I go way back.
Yes.
Wait, since like 2014, 16, maybe? What was our first project?
Was it Women in Distinction
It
or
might have been
before?
it might have been Women of Distinction. It
Okay.
might have been Women of Distinction because I actually, so I used to be, those of you who may not know my history, I used to be the president of the Lauderhill Regional Chamber of Commerce. And before that, I was on the board. And one of the events that I produced was the Lauderhill Women of Distinction Awards breakfast. And like 2 years in, we're like, you know what? We need to get these women styled. And so we created a magazine shoot, and you were the stylist.
Yes.
So how important is and then since then, anytime I had a personal branding client, which I rarely do, but if I had a client that we need to do a photo shoot for, I would always call you, and then you would style my clients. You styled Dr. Lynn LaBruce for her shoot.
Yes, I did. That was amazing.
Yeah. And then
Yes.
you styled me too when I was campaigning for a commissioner. So that's
Yes.
really dope. So
Yes.
why is styling so important? What does it say about your personal brand?
Basically, that's your way of conveying to the world, basically your personality. And it's all about the details, whether or not the color that you use, as far as what that means, if you're bold, if you're vibrant, if you're conservative, so to speak. And in today's society where things are so with the influencer, everything is about a lifestyle, so to speak. What you're conveying as far as, hey, come to me because I offer this lifestyle that, is superficial for the most part, but it is what our society wants today. So because of that, everybody's in about their look. And that's
Mm-hmm.
your first introduction to everybody, your appearance. Whether you're having a good day or a bad day, it's going to show in what you have on. How you are perceived is how you come out the front door. And with that being said, a lot of times we don't know it, but just by you're having a bad hair day. Okay, we all have those bad hair days. But with that being said, let's have a backup plan for your bad hair day so that you can still represent your brand as being polished, not coming out looking like you just woke up out the bed and you're having a bad hair day. When it comes to your suits, and it's, believe it or not, hard to find suits today since COVID. So our workforce or our marketplace is not always about a suit and tie anymore, but We can still look polished as far as wearing sets. You can color block things. It's a lot of things we can still do. And that's my biggest thing when I have a client is to look polished. It's not always about name brand or designers, so to speak. And that's what I think a lot of people are caught up on, is showing that that's what is considered successful, when it's not. It's all about your presentation and being polished when you're presenting yourself.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. Hey, my co-host, if you're watching right now live, please say hello in the chat. Drop your questions for Robin. We're going to be talking about all things personal brand and styling today. So if you're watching, if you're joining us from the Facebook group, type your name so I'll know who it is. But somebody in the Facebook group, in the Women Getting Done Facebook, say, "Yay, I caught you."
Yay.
And then Robin, I was trying to get out of my conservative style. She says she's 6 foot and in her mid 60s. What advice do you have for this viewer?
Okay, so guess what? I'm 5'10" and a half. I'm with you all day long. What I would encourage you to do is those designers or those stores that you find that you have that pant length of, I'm assuming 34 at the very minimum inseam. You get every pair that they have, every color that they have, because they don't make much for us. And then when they do, it's very expensive. And you can just make it a little edgy. When I say edgy, pop some color. It doesn't always have to be that drag draft gray, your browns, your blacks. That's being conservative. Even with that, you can pop some yellow. You can pop an orange or royal blue to bring some color to that mundane, I guess you would say, conservative look. I can't hear you, Melissa, but I can see the Facebook comments. 34 is correct. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I just realized I have myself muted there.
Right.
So what other, so let's say, you know, part of what I talked about in last week's show, Robin, is that you can really use your personal style as a way to kind of prepare yourself for the job that you want in the future.
Yes.
So if you're looking for that promotion, if you are trying to scale your business and you're looking to go from 6-figure to that 7-figure mark, like how does a 7-figure woman dress? How does a CEO of a company dress? How does, you know, the VP or the partner in a law firm, how do they dress? What tips do you have for women who, so that they can use their style to go from where they are to where they want to be?
Okay, that's a great question. I get that a lot from different firms. And I guess my thing to most people is, if you're going for that high end or luxury high ticket client, you have to look the part. It's just that simple. Although, you know, it's not how you look should be how they judge you, but unfortunately that's the society that we live in, so they do. So with that being said, I understand if you don't have the, you know, $10,000 to buy the Hermes bag or whatever the case may be, but you can have a nice leather bag that still looks decent, still looks nice. And I'm going to go back to looking polished, put together, meaning your fingernails, they don't always have to be, you know, A1A, but at least have them, if they're not polished, well manicured, down to your shirts, tuck them in, put a belt on if your pants have belt loops. If it's a pair of pants, you're going into a meeting, always have a jacket at home, I mean in your car, I'm sorry, so that you can kind of look like you have on a suit, even though you don't have on a suit. But there's ways and tricks that you can do that you can go in and walk in and looking the part, opposed to looking like where you're at, opposed to looking like where you're going. I'm sorry. And that's very important. Everything is about perception. Everybody's about an image. And if you want to go to that next level, you're going to have that look. And it doesn't have to break the bank to do so.
Yeah, I remember when you were styling me, Robin, one of the first things that you did was you actually came to my house. Yes. And went through my closet.
Yes.
And you want some of my stuff.
Yes, I did. We did. We agreed.
We agreed. And I know that like this look that I've kind of cultivated with like I'm not a big suit person, but I do like what do you call it? Like a what are those dresses that you have me wearing? Those
Like a chef dress is coming to your
yeah.
knees. Yes.
Mhm.
And that's important too. I mean, you have to think about, like, I see a lot of influencers today, and I ask myself, okay, what are they actually selling? Are they selling their body because it's too, some of the things they wear are too tight? Some things are too short, some things are too revealing. So you have to keep that all in mind. What image are you wanting to persuade out to the community or out to the public as far as your look, your image? And with that being said, be consistent. If you're a suit and tie person or a suit person, then you should always come out in a suit. I mean, there's times you'll fall back and be casual, but be consistent with your wardrobe as far as what it is that you want to, the perception you want the marketplace to receive you as.
Yeah. So for me, because I wear so many different hats, when I'm in my creative mode, wearing my hat as the CEO of a creative agency, like sometimes I would wear some jeans. You got me these, some really nice straight leg jeans with a white shirt and a blazer, or jeans with a blazer, some heels, and like a little tank top underneath it. So that's still really works well with my political side, which usually in my political side, I wear those dresses and the heels. And I actually just bought 4 pantsuits.
Oh, where did you find them? Because I had a client looking for suits.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't buy them. Colleen bought them for me because I don't like to shop, child. So, but I bought them because I'm about to go today to Kansas City, and it's super cold.
Yes.
So, but I'm staying in alignment with the look that we created because I'm clear about my brand.
Right. And that's important. You're going and you continue, you're leveling that brand up as you go. And it's all about looking the part of where you're going, not where you're at. I mean, and that's a whole nother conversation. But that's going to be your leap of faith. Who's ever out there that are believers, you're going to have to walk into where you're going. You got to start now where you're at.
I love that. So one of our guests is saying fashion repeats itself. However, when you get older, you cannot necessarily move back and forward with all of the fashions. So the question is, how do you find a facial colorist due to the skin undertone? That's a good question. How do you choose the right color?
Well, you got to first find out your undertone. Is it yellow? Is it orange? Is it red? And I would want to refer that question to a makeup artist. But I know, like, my undertone is kind of yellowish orange. But you have to know that so that you'll pick the correct makeup, so that when you put on makeup, you're not putting on a color that's going to not work with your undertones.
Okay, that's a really good question. Thank you for that question. Keep them coming, you guys. Robin is here to answer all of your personal.
There was another one before. How do you keep up? Is now no longer on the screen, but I did see a question prior to this one.
This one?
Fashion. You're absolutely right. And I'm learning that, although I know that every 10 years, the fashion industry kind of changes, so to speak, and repeats itself every 10 to 15 years. I would say don't throw out anything. I could kick myself right now. A lot of things that I threw out there right now is in style, and you can't get it at the quality that it was then. And what I generally do is I like to tweak what someone has. I don't necessarily want to change them unless they need an overall change. Tweak what you already have and bring something in today's fashion with what you have. I love vintage. I love it. But tweak what you already have. Don't necessarily get rid of anything. Nothing to me is ever old. It just needs to be tweaked.
I love that. So she says that she does have yellowish orange tone.
And I use MAC personally. And I would encourage you to go to they have those NC this, NC that. Go to them and let them, I guess you say, do a makeup and test your skin and see which one will work best for you. Because I can't even suggest based on that.
Miss Myra, good to see you.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us in the Women Getting It Done Facebook group. So how important is is makeup. Like, I'm not a big makeup person. The most that I would do is my little eyebrows and some lips. And I used to like put on those individual lashes, but then I found that they just really they take out my lashes more. So I stop. I only do it on special occasion. Like, how important is makeup in having a polished look?
That is very important. You don't have to do a lot. I mean, there's some people who do the individual eyelashes that look very natural, so to speak. I'm not talking about the eyelashes that look like you have on 3 or 4 layers of eyelashes.
Listen, the ones that look like you're a deer, right? Yeah, no.
You can get a nice pair. I suggest the mink lashes, individual ones that look very natural. To where when you wake up, you already have your mascara on. I believe in having your eyebrows arched or plucked or whatever it is that you need to do. Those are little things that I think that as women, we should just want to do. So that when you walk out, my grandmother used to always say, you should be red carpet ready every time you step out the door, because you never know who you may meet outside. So with that being said, it's little things. Your makeup, you don't have to be fully made up, as they say, a beat face, but at least have on some face powder, a little lip gloss so that your lips doesn't look chapped, so to speak. Your eyebrows to be arched. I mean, if you want to do a little pencil to draw them in a little bit, not too heavy that looks like you got on makeup, and just a light powder just to knock off the imperfections or blemishes that you may have. If you're going out, on a gala or something, of course, you need your face, you need a whole complete makeup. But just for every day, I'm not a makeup person either, but I do believe in a light powder and some lip gloss and your eyebrows to be done. Fingernails, that's a pet peeve of mine. If your polish is chipped, take it off. Don't walk around with chip polish and chip nails. One nail missing, either get that replaced or take them off. I always encourage everyone, woman, to at least have one pack, a press-on nails in their closet. In the event you're called at 5 o'clock, say, hey, let's go to this dinner. You can put them on and still look polished. So you're not walking around with your little nubby fingers where you're scared to, shake someone's hand because your fingernails are not done. So with that being said, I would just say encourage. It's little things. And those are the little things that makes a huge difference in your appearance.
Wonderful. So Monique says that a tint moisturizer is an easy go-to as well.
Yes, I totally agree.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So any tips that you can share? Wait, let's see. We have one other question that's coming in. She says, what do you feel about permanent eyebrows and mascara as you age? She says that she has a natural hair, which means that you have to elevate your style to look as it looks a little bit less dressy.
Okay. Eyebrows, I have them. So I'm 100% for them. I got tired of going to to get my eyebrows, and one week they get them right, the next week they don't. So the permanent eyebrows, it does help them keep things in line, so to speak. I would encourage you to do your research to make sure that you get with a person because they have several out there now. But get with someone who does it for, I don't know your race, but for your ethnicity, because not all do certain ethnicities the correct way. As far as mascara, I do believe in having that as well. A bit of that every day on your eyes would not hurt, just to give your eyes a pop so that you don't look tired. I mean, it just brightens your face. As far as natural hair, get creative. I love a twist out. I'm natural. I mean, I have to have my hair pressed now, but I am natural, and I love a good twist out. The bigger, the better. I like big hair. I'm one of those over the top persons, so I don't like to go anywhere conservative. So if your hair is natural, grow it out. Be proud of it, embrace it, color it, all of that. As you age, I like color because I don't like gray hair. That's just me. I try to look as youthful as possible.
So I am, I'm going to set up a consult with you, as I mentioned before, but I am looking. So 2023 in September, I'm going to turn 50.
Ooh.
Yes. But my intention is to live like my 49th year, like with, going after a lot of those bucket list goals that I've had. And so in January, February, I want to like refresh my look. And I was playing around with the idea because right now I have I have the twisted braids, and I like
Mhm,
it.
mhm, mhm.
So I was trying to play around with this whole idea of, well, should I go blonde? Like, should I have a color? What?
I encourage color. It brightens you. It's fun. I think the older I find myself when I need a color, black just
Hmm.
doesn't do anything for me anymore. So I probably never go back black hair or dark brown, whatever color it is. I would
Hmm.
always stay some type of highlights in my hair, only because I think it just makes me look more youthful than the darker hair.
Yeah, when I had the short natural cut, there were times that I went blonde, like the hair color of your hair
Mhm,
now. But I like having the twists, and
mhm.
so I'm just concerned about having this whole thing. But child, we'll have our consultation, and you'll help guide me in the right
Yes, yes.
direction. So what tips can you give a woman that perhaps is full figured? Like what tricks and trades can she use to still maintain that polished look and still feel sexy and stylish?
I would encourage them to find back to a brand that works for them, and then know their assets. Meaning, whatever that is, work with that. I like to see breaking. I don't like I guess you say a dress, so to speak, a one piece. I think that when you're on the plus size, breaking up the clothing looks better to me, meaning belt something, whether it be a jacket and put a belt around it, because you want to camouflage those areas that are your imperfected areas. We all have them. I don't care what size you are. They're just not. I call them our less than perfect areas. But you need to do something that's going to camouflage that, and then also accent what you do or what you're most proud of, I guess you would say.
That's a good advice. That's a really good advice. And then how important is accessories?
They're very important, very, very important. But don't over accessorize. If you're going for the conservative look, I would consider like some studs, something not too dangling, not too big, so to speak. Keep it very neutral. Something
Hmm.
that will go with any and everything. Always keep your pair of silver and gold hoops in your collection. A pair of studs, silver. I'm even picky about the undertone on the studs. If you're wearing all gold, then the undertone or the casing on that stud should be gold as well. So accessories are very important. I believe in belts. You have pants and you have a belt loop, and then you're showing the belt loops with no belt. That to me is you're not polished. You're not dressed. If you don't want to show you don't want to wear a belt, then you need to do your shirt, tuck it a certain way that you don't see the belt loop sticking out. I believe in blazers. I love blazers, whether you're going to dress it up or down. I do blazers with shorts. I do blazers with jeans. I do blazers with dress pants. So there's a
Hmm.
lot you can do with just a blazer itself. Now, the trend is oversized blazers. Some people like it, some people don't. I would say the cropped or the traditional suit blazers not as trendy now, but it's nothing wrong with having one in the closet. And as far as your handbags, everybody's caught up on the designer bags. I believe in a good leather bag is best, and something that you walk in a place that it's just a polished look when you walk in and you sit down, not things hanging all out the bag. The bag is unzipped and you can see everything in the bag. It's little things like that that I look at. I'm one of those persons that I'll look from head to toe on everything.
Yeah, so it sounds like what you're saying to me that it's not so much about being conservative or being creative, whatever your style is, you just want it to feel polished and put together.
Yes, very much so. That's it.
Because the last project that you and I worked on together, you styled a personal branding client of mine, and like I said, I perhaps I'm very picky about who I take on as a personal branding
Mhm,
client. But this particular client is in real estate and finance.
mhm,
But even though she's like in a conservative field, she also has a really creative side to her.
mhm,
So in one look, you put her in a suit, but it was a pop of color.
mhm.
And then in another look, she had on like jeans with holes in them, but her blazer, oh my God. And the photos was on point, was fire,
Yes, 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 yes,
fire. So
yes.
it's not so much about, conservative or not. It's about just being polished. Yeah.
Right, being polished. Yes.
Okay. So Monique is saying, what is one staple piece that every woman should have in her closet?
A black blazer.
All
A
right.
black blazer and a pair of nice black pumps.
Yes. You know those pumps that you got for me when you first bought them.
And now I see you with them on.
Yes. Now you see me in them on.
Yes.
And I walk in them very easily. And
Yes.
yeah. So woof, girl, let me tell you. And then another question. This one's probably from Myra. She says, I don't think it's nice when your pants are tight and the imprint of your private parts are on display. I agree with you on that one.
I totally agree with you 110%. And it's a comment that I made earlier in the conversation, how today I see certain influencers, I don't know what they're selling because their clothing is so tight or so revealing to you. Like, okay, are you selling real estate or are you selling something else? So yeah. I agree with you 110%. And that's back to the polish. Tight is not polished to me. If it's too tight or you got to second guess it, then don't come out with it, you know?
I love it. And what's your tips if you're on a budget? Like
if you're on a budget,
mentioned before, not everybody can do, name brand.
Right. I would say a budget friendly, high low type person. I love Marshalls, TJ Maxx. Those are my favorite. Anybody know me knows if you want to give me a gift at Marshalls or TJ Maxx. And for the most part, if I spend over $60 on any item, I gotta really, really love it out of TJ Maxx or Marshalls. And I will tell you, I find great buys in TJ Maxx and Marshalls, less than their highest ticket item probably is like $49.99. And I could come out of there with something, a whole outfit for work, for a professional event, and make it look great. I promise you, less than $100 for top and bottom.
Yeah, I've seen you work, honey. You're really great at that. See, I don't like to shop, as you know, Robin. And so I know you do. I know you.
For anybody, I don't care. I just like going to the stores and looking for bargains, looking for a nice deal.
I know you do. What tips do you have for women like me who are not like shoppers?
You can call me a personal shopper.
Well, on that note, Robin, why don't you give us your phone number? How can people get in touch with you?
Yes, you can give me a call at 954-618-3117. My email address is rduncan1170@gmail.com. I would love to have a conversation. I'll do free consulting just to get us an idea what type of services you're looking for and go from there.
Give me that phone number again. Let me put it in the comments.
954-618-3117.
3117.
And the young lady that spoke about being tall, definitely give me a call.
All right. Fantastic. So what's next for you? What kind of projects are you working on now?
I have my online boutique, the Mass Collections. And right now we're definitely expanding. We're growing. And I'm looking to expand that over the next year. And then 2024, I'm looking to really get into manufacturing my own line.
Yes, I am here for it. I am here for it. And by the way, you guys, Robin is also not only is she my go-to stylist for my personal self and for my clients, but she also is a mentor in my Hibiscus Girls Leadership Academy. You're mentoring one of my young ladies who is an aspiring fashion designer, Shekinah, and she absolutely loves you.
Yes.
So thank you for your commitment to passing it forward.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. And again, thank you and Monique for allowing me to come in on today's show and share.
Oh, wonderful. All right. Thanks, guys, for joining me for this episode of the Done Wisdom Morning Show. You just got some really amazing fashion tips from my stylist, Miss Robin Duncan. And she's also the stylist for my agency, MD Marketing Network. I dropped her phone number in the chat if you want to reach out to her. She does offer consultations. So remember, you guys, be kind and loving to yourself today. You absolutely deserve it. Be well.
Oh, thank you.